Tesla. The name once instantly called to mind cutting-edge design, revolutionary tech, and a visionary leader who seemed able to defy gravity, both figuratively and in the stock market. But what if that unstoppable momentum has started crumbling, especially in the very markets once considered Tesla's goldmine? In recent months, consumers in Europe, known for championing clean energy and modern design, seem to be taking a surprising step back from Tesla. Even as electric vehicle sales rise across the continent, Tesla's own numbers are plummeting. Demand is shifting, stock values are wobbling, and questions are swirling. Has the king of EVs just stumbled for good? Yet the real story doesn't begin and end with sales charts. Tesla remains a powerhouse name with a fiercely loyal fan base, groundbreaking supercharger infrastructure, and a presence in nearly every corner of the globe. So what's triggering Europe's disillusionment with a company that was, until recently, at the forefront of the electric revolution? The truth stretches beyond mere business downturns and deep into leadership controversies, competitive assaults, political turbulence, and a wave of industrial changes. Right now, we stand at a crossroads. On one side, Tesla is trying to reclaim the momentum it once wielded effortlessly. On the other, new competitors and even old rivals rebranded for the modern era are coming in fast, hungry to claim the throne. But if you thought this was just a slow descent for Tesla, think again. The events unfolding are more dramatic, more surprising, and more far-reaching than most people ever expected, but that's just the beginning. It wasn't long ago that Tesla represented the ultimate dream of eco-friendly transportation. When the brand debuted its first models, many skeptics mocked the idea of going fully electric. But in a span of just a few years, Tesla flipped that skepticism into admiration. Drivers raved about the brand's instant acceleration, sleek software updates that arrived with a simple download, and a futuristic look that seemed to belong in a sci-fi movie. Suddenly, Tesla vehicles weren't just cars, they were status symbols. Silicon Valley elites paraded around in Model S sedans. Celebrities endorsed them for their zero-emission promises, and countless tech enthusiasts declared they'd never buy another gas-powered car again. The brand's rocketing stock price only fueled the hype. Investors who got in early felt like they'd discovered an endless money machine, while media outlets touted Elon Musk as the real-life Tony Stark. Markets in North America and Asia took notice, but Europe offered a particularly exciting opportunity. Known for progressive environmental policies and a more open attitude to sustainable tech, many European nations embraced the Tesla phenomenon wholeheartedly. Waiting lists grew longer, and Tesla's ambition to set up localized manufacturing in Europe, culminating in the Berlin Gigafactory, seemed destined for runaway success. And yet, as we're seeing now, that early dominance was more fragile than anyone realized. Few places appeared more primed to accept electric vehicles than Europe. Government incentives sweeten the appeal of going electric, and many countries there boast robust charging infrastructures. By all accounts, Tesla should have been cruising toward even greater market share. Instead, we're witnessing a massive downturn in Tesla's European sales, a drop that raised eyebrows when the first numbers trickled in and became undeniable when they snowballed. Take Germany, for instance. Once pegged as Tesla's largest European stronghold, it has now posted an alarming decline in Tesla registrations. While local EV purchases continue to climb, helped by domestic brands like Volkswagen and BMW launching new electrified models, Tesla is slipping in the standings. The situation in France is no less shocking, with Tesla's sales reaching their lowest levels in years. Even in the UK, where many Tesla enthusiasts once called the brand the future of motoring, New EV registrations are increasingly going to competitors. This slide is happening alongside a broader European surge in electric adoption. Electric vehicle sales across the continent are stronger than ever before. People are still enthusiastic about going electric. They're just no longer leaning as heavily on Tesla to get them there. For a brand that used to embody the electric dream, this shift is more than a blip on a sales chart. But maybe the numbers don't tell the whole story. As it turns out, a web of controversies has also been brewing. It's nearly impossible to talk about Tesla without mentioning Elon Musk. For a long time, he was the brilliant inventor CEO who revolutionized space travel on one hand and reimagined personal transportation on the other. But in recent years, a new Musk persona emerged, one deeply entangled in heated political discussions, wild social media spats, and outspoken endorsements that left people reeling. Inside the United States, Musk's influence on policy made headlines, but in Europe, consumer sentiment is shaped by cultural nuances that don't always align with Musk's outspoken tendencies. Frequent Twitter feuds, public remarks perceived as incendiary, and rumored support of certain controversial movements ruffled more than a few feathers. While some might shrug it off, many potential Tesla buyers in places like Germany and France began to feel uneasy about aligning themselves with a brand whose CEO seemed determined to stir the pot. Even beyond Musk's political commentary, Tesla has been grappling with gripes about build quality and after-sale service. Early adopters may have overlooked a misaligned panel or a finicky door handle, but mainstream buyers expect the reliability, durability, and brand transparency that legacy European automakers consistently deliver. Over time, criticisms have piled up, making some drivers question whether paying a premium for a Tesla is really worth it. In Germany, critics blasted the brand's alleged quality control issues. In France, frustration mounted over limited service centers and lengthy wait times for repairs. Across the channel in the UK, some drivers reported inconsistencies in software updates that caused minor headaches on the road. Piling these complaints on top of Musk's polarizing presence was like adding fuel to a slow burn. But that wasn't the whole story. As Tesla contended with its own controversies, a growing crowd of competitors prepared to pounce. When Tesla burst onto the scene, few automakers could match its blend of performance, range, and tech wizardry. Now, the field is a completely different battleground. Legacy European automakers like Volkswagen, BMW, and Peugeot have re-engineered their fleets to include EVs that rival Tesla in performance and often come at lower price points. Suddenly, Tesla's first mover advantage doesn't seem so impenetrable. Meanwhile, a new wave of Chinese brands like BYD is taking the global EV space by storm. Bolstered by significant government support, these Chinese manufacturers have perfected battery technology, ramped up production capacity, and launched models that boast advanced features for a fraction of Tesla's cost. While these cars might not always match the luxury aura of a Tesla, they do provide solid reliability, modern styling, and an attractive price tag, factors increasingly important to everyday European consumers. Price wars are now in full swing. Tesla's repeated cost adjustments have signaled that the company feels the pinch from its blossoming competition. While price cuts can temporarily boost sales, they also chip away at profit margins and raise investor eyebrows. If your product was in high demand, why slash the cost so frequently? In Europe, where brand loyalty and trust in local automakers run deep, Tesla's scramble to remain competitive is seen by some as a sign of desperation. Of course, part of that desperation might also stem from something bigger than brand image or new rivals. Global politics, especially tensions between the United States and Europe, have complicated Tesla's position even further. A heated backdrop of evolving trade policies and international maneuvering has overshadowed Tesla's recent expansion plans. Over the past few years, trade frictions between the United States and the European Union have escalated, resulting in tariffs, regulations, and retaliatory measures that make it harder for a US-based automaker to flourish freely in Europe. Tesla, more than many of its competitors, depends heavily on international markets for growth. When the US imposes tariffs on key materials or foreign nations respond with their own restrictions, Tesla's global supply chain becomes more tangled. While BMW and Volkswagen can pivot more flexibly within Europe, Tesla has to navigate these bureaucratic waters with fewer local routes and heavier reliance on transatlantic shipments. Compounding the challenge are Elon Musk's personal political endorsements. European nations such as Germany and France have frowned upon what they perceive as meddling in local politics, especially when those politics lean to extremes. Such stances can spark official scrutiny, from local regulations that complicate Tesla's operations to the intangible but powerful influence of public opinion. And at the same time, another formidable force is rewriting the global EV narrative, the surging dominance of China. For years, Tesla was the shining example of a single automaker catalyzing a worldwide shift to electric vehicles. Then came China, weaving together large-scale industrial capacity, government-backed incentives, and advanced battery research to transform itself into the new epicenter of EV production. Brands like BYD have soared to become global heavyweights, delivering more electric cars than any other manufacturer. What's truly astonishing is how quickly China ramped up. Instead of incrementally adding EV lines to existing portfolios, many Chinese automakers built entire production ecosystems from the ground up. The result, a massive output of cars that cost less, charge faster, and increasingly match the performance metrics of their Western counterparts. Where Tesla once stood virtually unchallenged, it now faces direct competition in multiple segments, from ultra-affordable compact EVs to feature-rich luxury models. Moreover, Chinese EV makers aren't sticking to domestic sales. They're aggressively shipping to international markets, including Europe, where they're making a play for consumers who once saw Tesla as their only sophisticated electric option. By offering well-equipped vehicles at lower prices, these Chinese newcomers have forced Tesla to defend its territory. And all of it is happening while Tesla grapples with controversies in leadership, brand image, and supply chain complications. But even the world's fiercest competition wouldn't matter if Tesla's brand still held an iron grip on public enthusiasm. And that grip, however, might be loosening. So a brand once hailed as progressive, revolutionary, and environmentally conscious is now tangled in a mess of criticisms and doubts. Worry, European drivers who cherish Tesla's modern vibes are confronted with build quality issues, political entanglements, and more. For them, the spark that made Tesla feel special is starting to fade. The Berlin Gigafactory, once promoted as a symbol of Tesla's commitment to Europe, now struggles under the weight of local regulations, political drama, and labor disputes. Employees in Germany have aired grievances about demanding work conditions and insufficient breaks, leading to renewed scrutiny from labor unions, groups that carry substantial influence in many European nations. It doesn't help that repeated controversies tied to Elon Musk continue to color public opinion. When Musk engages in online spats or publicly endorses a political party viewed as extreme by European standards, it isn't just a footnote in the tabloids, it becomes a direct reflection on Tesla. Even those who separate the man from his company can't ignore that Tesla is widely recognized as Musk's brand. Public protests and symbolic demonstrations, like activists defacing Tesla cars or staging anti-Tesla gatherings, have amplified the message that certain consumers want nothing to do with Musk's perceived political agenda. Add to that the straightforward consumer desire for reliability and an easy service experience. And it's easy to see why other EV manufacturers, especially established European ones, suddenly look like safer bets. Yet, for all these setbacks, Tesla's story isn't over. Will it adapt and reclaim its crown, Or is this a sign that the brand's brightest days are behind it? Tesla changed the face of the automotive world and proved that electric cars could be thrilling, luxurious, and viable. Now, that same trailblazer faces an uphill battle in Europe, a place that once promised near certain success. With controversies swirling around Elon Musk, intensifying competition from both local and Chinese automakers, and a shifting global trade environment, Tesla's challenges are stacking up. Still, the company does maintain crucial strengths: a globally famous name, a massive charging network, and a head start in software innovation. Loyal fans continue to champion Tesla's unique design and bold approach to technology. It's entirely possible that a shift in leadership tone, a renewed focus on quality control, and more effective local engagement could help Tesla recapture the hearts of European consumers. The real question is whether Tesla's brand can withstand the mounting pressure from public opinion and a crowded market. Even if it can, the days of effortless market domination are gone. The next few months, and indeed the next few years, will test Tesla's ability to remain a driving force in an industry it practically invented. And maybe that's the most fascinating part of all. We're witnessing the moment when the future of automotive power might be decided. If Tesla can pivot swiftly, address concerns transparently, and out-innovate newcomers, it could stage a grand comeback. If not, the brand that once embodied electric revolution might find itself overshadowed by competitors who learned from Tesla's own blueprint and improved upon it. Wherever this unfolds, one thing is certain: the global EV race is more unpredictable than ever, and the next shock or revelation may lie just around the corner. So keep watching, because what happens to Tesla next could reshape how the entire world drives, invests, and thinks about the electric future.